Welcome back to yet another Sunday video here on this YouTube channel. Sunday sermons, we like to call them, a bit of a conversation, you and I, jamming, riffing. Do use the comments if anything lands, or if you want to add something. I'm really big on mindset. Like, I not a day goes by where in the morning I don't get my mind right, and I'm not getting my mind right at night to start the next day. My days start before the day begins, meaning in the evening. I make sure that I'm focused. I make sure I'm intentional. I make sure that my next day is dialed. I make sure that everything I'm doing is aligned with my purpose, with my direction. And not every day is perfect. I'm not claiming that. But I'm so big on just vision and connection to it and moving forward towards it and getting your mind right. It always comes down to the fundamentals, which is why I like to have these chats on Sundays. Because this is the work I do on myself. I went for a walk. And then today I went for a drive in the old R8 and smells like burnt rubber because I actually drive these cars, as you should. I hate when I see a nice car and it's like, they don't drive it. I'm just like, what are you doing? What's the point? It's just like an ego booster. What is it? Just go drive it. It's like art on wheels, but they're fun to drive. So went for a drive and I'm feeling really juiced. I'm feeling ready for the week. And I wanted to bring something up. This is kind of like a principle I try to live by. And we could talk about principles in another video if you like. Ideas are worthless. Ideas are useless unless acted upon. And to expand on that, it's just like knowledge is useless. Knowledge is not power. See, we live in such a day and time and era where unlimited information and knowledge is available to us pretty much for free. Even this. And the most dangerous thing that if you ever catch yourself saying this, oh, I already know that, we're probably in the danger zone. I already know that. Well, cool. Are you living it? I see a lot of people in the crypto DeFi world. It's just like, oh, I already know that. I'm like, well, your results don't show that. I know I'm being a little bit harsh, but it's the truth. Oh, I know that. Okay, well, I know I should dollar cost average. Well, are you? Because you're not. So you don't know it. You might have the information somewhere, but you don't know it. It's the application of the information. I always say this. I'm like, we try to give away as much for free as we can. The information should be free. We live in that age. It's the implementation that, we charge for. If you have a business, it's like the implementation of, or our community. It's the implementation. It's the organization of all that information into actionable piece by piece steps so you can actually implement the information. On top of that, I will add one more thing. It's ideas, or just to expand on this, ideas are useless. They're the starting point. They're the starting point. Everything you see around you, this phone, this car, everything around you started as an idea. I think we can agree on that. But a lot of people had the same idea. Think about it. Let me know in the comments. Have you ever had an idea where you're like, oh, that's a really good idea. And then like a few months later or years later, it's like someone implemented that idea and it became like a big, household name product or service or something out there. By the way, let me know in the comments. I want to do at least a weekly session around entrepreneurship. I've been in the game for over a decade, almost a dozen years, and I've learned a lot in that time, a lot of failures and a lot of wins. And my life would not be what it is now if I didn't succeed in business and was able to invest a lot of that income to build the life that I built and have the things that I have, so to speak. Although this stuff is useless, by the way, it won't make you happy, but experiences will, and experiencing it with others will. But anyways, that's a topic for a different video. So let me know in the comments if you want me to introduce. We polled our underdog investor group, and there's a lot of entrepreneurs in there, and that makes sense because entrepreneurship and investing is so similar. In fact, entrepreneurs do really well in the DeFi as a business game because they get the entrepreneurship game. And they're thinking quarterly, yearly, not daily type thing. So let me know in the comments if you want some content around that. I've got a lot of high level concepts that I can teach and talk about on this YouTube channel. And it's applicable into investing as well. Anywho, it's the implementation of the idea. It's the action that we take after having the idea. That's where the juice, the success lies. And a lot of people have an idea, they get excited, they sleep on it, and the next day they're like, well, not yet, or this or that, or maybe it's not the best thing, or maybe after, or maybe whatever, and they never actually implement the idea, and they wonder why they don't move ahead. The same is true for investing. I got a great idea. I'm going to do this. It's such a good idea. Then they wait a day or two, and then they never take action on the idea. I'm like, try to live by a principle of like, I take action on the idea instantly. I do something to move it forward. Now there's context to that. Does the idea actually move? I might have an idea to start an airline tomorrow, and it's like, well, that's probably an idea better for someone else because it's not aligned with where I'm trying to go. And if you act on every single idea you ever have, your brain will explode. But when you know where you want to go, it's like, I want to create financial freedom in me. I want to create, $12K a month in passive or leveraged income. I want to create a life like this and maybe a side hobby business thing like this. All right. Now, every idea you get that would move you forward, it's worth investigating it. Is it an idea that will move me closer in that direction? And is it in sequence? I do have ideas that I'm like, this is a good idea. This would move me forward, but it's just out of sequence right now. Let's file it away and revisit it in 3 months. But all I'm saying is just because you had the idea doesn't mean you're going to be successful. You could be an idea guy. Think about it. How many people do you know? They always got a great idea. Yet, they're still where they're at. Ideas acted upon and information and knowledge is useless without the implementation of it. It's like knowledge is knowing, wisdom is doing. Wisdom is doing. Same is true in DeFi. Through the doing, you learn the lessons. It's like sometimes we can even be told it 100 times, but until we do it, and sometimes, fumble and have to work through it, it's like, now that information has moved into actual application and now it's the wisdom. And rinse and repeat, you get really, really good at what you do. Entrepreneurship, investing, no different. Cheering for you. I want you to win. If you got anything to add, do let me know in the comments. I'm going to bring this thing home. It's so hilarious watching a 5.2 liter chipped and tuned V10. You fill it up and it's like, if you're actually driving it, which again, why would you buy a car and not drive it? That's like the most disrespectful thing to the car gods that you could possibly do. At least that's what I believe. Drive it. Enjoy it. If you take the risk and you put the effort in and you get the reward, it's like, enjoy it. Remember, no risk, no reward. Anyone you see having the life that you want, they did take risk. And just risks that most people aren't willing to take. Are you willing to take that risk? Are you willing to turn the information into wisdom, into the application, into actual forward momentum? Are you willing to take an idea and run with it? Take the action. Despite not knowing exactly how to do it, you do it anyway. You find a way. You make a way out of no damn way. This stuff juices me up. Hope this tunes you like a guitar string. I believe in tuning. I'm constantly tuning my mindset to rock the free world. And I hope this served in some way, shape, or form. Like, subscribe, let me know in the comments what landed, what you'd like to see. If you'd like to see more entrepreneurship content, I'm happy to do that at least once a week. Add a little spice to the content. And with that said, appreciate y'all. Have a good week. Peace.